Your 5-year plan is actually a prison, and the tighter you grip it, the faster your progress slips away. We've been told that control is the key to success. But Stoicism teaches that rigid expectations are just a blueprint for anxiety. Stop planning for a future that doesn't exist and start mastering the chaos of right now. Part 1. The paralysis of the perfect blueprint. Look around. Everyone has a plan: 5-year plans, 10-year plans, vision boards with color-coded tabs, and quarterly milestones. We have been told by every productivity guru, every LinkedIn thought leader, every self-help book with a gold spine, that the path to a great life is a perfectly engineered schedule. But here's what no one tells you. The more obsessively you map the future, the more anxiety you inject into the present. In 2026, hyperscheduling has become a performance in itself. You are not planning your life. You are performing the illusion of having it together. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. The Stoics identified a fundamental division in reality, what they called the dichotomy of control. On one side, your judgments, your intentions, your responses. On the other, outcomes. Other people's actions, the market, the weather, the future itself. Rigid planning is an obsessive investment in the wrong column. Your 5-year plan does not control the future. It controls your perception of the present, and when reality deviates from the plan, which it always will, the plan does not break. You do. The weight you feel is not the weight of your ambitions. It is the weight of the blueprint you built around them. Today, we are going to set that blueprint down, not to give up on greatness, but to stop letting a fragile script stand between you and the life that is actually available to you right now. Part 2. The illusion of predictive security. Let's be honest about why we plan so aggressively. It is not purely about ambition. It is about fear. Detailed life mapping is a defense mechanism, a psychological fortress we build against the discomfort of the unknown. As long as we have a plan, we feel safe. We feel in control. But that safety is manufactured. It is a story we tell ourselves to avoid sitting with uncertainty. And here is the cruel irony. The fortress we build to protect us from chaos becomes the very cage that traps us. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. Psychologists call it loss aversion. Stoics call it attachment to the preferred indifferent. Whatever you call it, the mechanism is the same. We reject better paths because they were not in the original script. We accumulate what I call opportunity debt, the compound cost of every brilliant deviation we refused to take because it did not fit the plan. Think about it. How many moments of genuine inspiration have you dismissed because they did not align with your timeline? How many unexpected opportunities have you ignored because they arrived in the wrong chapter? The plan promised you certainty, and it delivered rigidity instead. The Stoics had a specific technique for this, and it is not a motivational poster or a breathing exercise. It is a cognitive refrain so radical it can restructure your entire relationship with uncertainty. It is called Amor Fati, the love of fate. This is not passive resignation. This is active embrace. Amor Fati means you stop fighting the deviation and start asking what the deviation is offering you. The detour becomes the destination. The disruption becomes data. Part 3. The freedom of the unscripted life. Here is what happens when you stop managing a blueprint and start mastering your immediate responses. You enter what psychologists call a flow state, and what the Stoics call living according to nature. Your entire cognitive bandwidth, previously consumed by defending a script, becomes available to you in the present moment. You become faster, more decisive, more creative, not because the chaos disappeared, but because you stopped fighting it and started flowing through it. Marcus Aurelius commanded the Roman Empire while navigating constant military crises, political betrayal, and personal tragedy. He did not do it with a 5-year plan. He did it with a daily practice of presence. Confine yourself to the present. The framework: intentions over goals, direction without fragility. Now, I am not saying abandon all direction. That would be nihilism, not Stoicism. What I am offering is a framework shift from rigid goals to flexible intentions. Here is the distinction. A rigid goal says, I will become a senior manager by 35. A flexible intention says, I am committed to developing leadership excellence and recognizing the right opportunity when it arrives. The intention carries the direction. The flexibility carries the resilience. You maintain your North Star while freeing yourself from the tyranny of the specific route. This is not weakness. This is Stoic anti-fragility. The plan breaks. The intention survives. The Stoics called this reserve clause hoc volo nisi si quid me impediverit. This I intend to do unless something prevents me. Not defeat, not surrender. Strategic flexibility built into the intention itself. A Stoic always adds the caveat, unless something prevents me. Part 4. The Stoic practice of negative visualization. Now that we understand why the blueprint breaks us, let us look at the specific Stoic practice that turns uncertainty from a threat into a tool. It is called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of adversity, and it is one of the most misunderstood concepts in all of ancient philosophy. Most people hear premeditate the worst and think it is pessimism. It is the exact opposite. The Stoics were not asking you to expect failure. They were asking you to neutralize the emotional charge that failure carries, so that when disruption arrives, you are not ambushed by it. Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Here is the practical mechanic. Instead of writing a 5-year plan that assumes everything goes right, the Stoic thinker asks, what if this does not work? What if the client says no? What if the market shifts? What if the relationship ends? Not to spiral into anxiety, but to pre-process the emotional weight of those possibilities so they lose their paralytic power. Stoic practice. Premeditatio Malorum. Pre-visualize obstacles to dissolve their grip and review your capacity to respond. When you have already sat with the possibility of loss, loss stops being a catastrophe and becomes a known variable. You have already rehearsed your response. You have already proven to yourself, in the theater of the mind, that you can adapt. That is not pessimism. That is Stoic anti-fragility in action. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every morning. Before the demands of empire arrived, he would sit with the difficulties the day might bring, not to dread them, but to meet them already prepared. The chaos did not diminish, his response to it did. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, here is the refrain. Stop using your imagination to protect your plan. Start using it to build your resilience. The Stoic does not ask, how do I make sure this goes right? The Stoic asks, who do I need to become so that whatever happens, I can respond well? That is a fundamentally different question, and it leads to a fundamentally different life. Part 5. Rebuilding identity around adaptability. There is one final layer to this conversation, and it is the most important one. Because we have been talking about plans and blueprints as if they are external objects, things you carry in a notebook or a app. But for most people, the plan is not external at all. The plan is their identity. When someone asks you what you do, you tell them your title. When someone asks where you are going, you describe your 5-year vision. We have built our entire sense of self around a projected future. And when that future does not arrive on schedule, we do not just lose a plan, we lose ourselves. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. The Stoics understood that identity must be rooted in character, not circumstance. not in the title you are chasing, but in the virtues you practice today, not in the outcome you are projecting, but in the quality of your action right now. This is what they call living according to virtue, and it is the only foundation that uncertainty cannot shake. The Stoic identity shift from I am someone becoming X gives to I am someone who acts with wisdom, courage, and integrity, wherever that leads. When your identity is rooted in who you are rather than what you are achieving, something remarkable happens. You stop being threatened by detours. A layoff becomes a pivot. A failed launch becomes feedback. A relationship ending becomes clarity. Not because the pain disappears, it does not, but because your sense of self is no longer contingent on the outcome. This is the deepest teaching of Stoicism, that the only thing uncertainty can take from you is what you were never truly in control of to begin with. Your values, your effort, your character, these live in the one domain that chaos cannot reach. And when you build your life from that domain outward, you stop fearing the unknown. You start moving through it. The person who plans rigidly is betting their peace on the future. The Stoic bets their peace on themselves. And that is a bet you can always win, not because life becomes easier, but because you become someone that difficulty cannot destroy. Here is your challenge for today, and I want you to take it seriously, because this single action can shift your relationship with time, pressure, and possibility. Pick one long-term rule you have imposed on your own life, one rigid expectation, one I must or I should have by now, and consciously release it, not forever, not permanently, just for today. Notice what happens. Notice the space that opens. Notice that the world does not collapse. Notice that you right now in this moment are more capable, more present, and more powerful than any version of yourself living inside a blueprint. Receive without pride, relinquish without struggle. Stop planning for a future that does not exist yet. Start mastering the only moment you actually have, this one. That is not a limitation. That is the ultimate Stoic advantage. If this perspective shifted something for you today, the algorithm is watching, and so are the Stoics. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone still trapped in their blueprint.